Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Dynamite Sabbath Blockbuster post-show review. What a banger of a card we have for tonight. Jon Moxley defending the Continental title against Shane Taylor. Pac versus Mark Briscoe. Orange Cassidy versus Andrade. And also the semi-final matches between Swerve Strickland and Brody King in the men's tournament. For the women's, we have Skye Blue versus Maya World replacing Sareee in the women's side as well. So loaded card announced for tonight. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with Excalibur welcoming us to Summer Blockbuster Dynamite, and Tony was already in the ring, introduces Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa immediately cuts off Shivani, ordering him to say what he did on Collision, that Tommaso Ciampa is better than Jericho. While Shivani obliged on Saturday, he declined tonight, so Ciampa backed him to the corner, screaming he is an old bastard who better say it or he will break his back as well. So Shivani was about to say, and we get the pyro went off. Jericho walks out. Tommaso Ciampa demanded the music to be cut off. Jericho walks down to the ring, questions who he has to talk to in order to face someone with hair, taunting Ciampa's baldness. Ciampa says he knows who Jericho is and he knows who Ciampa is, the psycho killer who left him laying 2 weeks ago. Jericho called him Tommy, mocking that Tommaso isn't marketable as well. And Ciampa says this whole thing is a joke, but Jericho said it's not. He knows why, because Ciampa isn't Jericho as well. So again, these two going back and forth against each other. Jericho suggested Ciampa pull the stick out of his ass before he shoves it up there even further. Tommy, and this was the breaking point. Ciampa went to throw the first shot. Jericho connected first as referees and security rushed to the ring to separate them, and the brawl continued until finally being pushed apart. So again, goodish kind of a segment to open up Dynamite, and I think so we will get a match between these two maybe at Forbidden Door. Kevin Knight arrives backstage with Callis and are approached by Renee asking about everything that took place last week. Andrade walks in and tells Callis he also wants a shot at the world title, telling Kevin Knight he is newly to the family and to get to the back of the line. Andrade asks Callis if he is with him or Kevin Knight as well. So Callis left with Knight but told Andrade that he is getting his shot, not to worry about. So again we are having Andrade going after the world title and continuously asking Callis for a shot. So maybe Andrade is the next one to go out of the Callis family due to this behavior of Don Callis. First action of the night is Jon Moxley, Shane Taylor for the Continental title. I'm very happy for Taylor, who got a whole of offense here and a chance to show what he's capable of on Dynamite as well. And also the feud between STP and Death Riders is still continuing, and I'm pretty much liking this faction warfare as well. So Death Riders and Shane Taylor promotions were out for entrances, but all went to the back until Continental rules, because of the Continental rules. So we have a very hard hitting match between Moxley and Shane Taylor as well. Taylor worked over Moxley during the commercial break, primarily targeting the midsection as well. Corner punches and a bite to the head from Moxley to counter out Taylor. We get the 10-minute call as well. We saw Taylor locked in the Cobra Clutch. Moxley fought to his feet. Taylor returned to the body shots as well. And then we saw Taylor kicked out of an ankle lock. Only Moxley bounced off the ropes into a curb stop before locking in the bulldog choke, and Taylor fought out but have to tap out. So again a very hard fought victory for the Continental Champion Jon Moxley. Post match we saw Taylor baffled Moxley with a right hand as Carly Bravo ran out and gave Taylor his belt. Garcia rushed out of the ring. Infantry Marina Shafir ran out. Trish Adora decked her in the back with a kendo stick. Lee Moriarty is also ringside as well. So a proper beat down on that Threaders. That's very interesting to see that some other faction is beating down that Threaders. And I think so. It's a very good build-up feud between these two factions as well. Next up, we saw Don Callis walks out to a huge chorus of boos, introducing the newest member of the Callis family, the Jet Kevin Knight. They both make their way to the ring as Knight thanked Callis for that wonderful introduction. Everyone seems upset at Knight when they should be upset at Darby Allin not getting the job done, letting us all down. Maybe they should be mad at Speed or Mike Bailey. The fans shouldn't be mad at the Jet, the TNT champion, the face of TNT as well. Knight said he is gonna be Jet 2 belts, loved his signing bonus and called out MJF to the ring. And suddenly Derby music hits and Allen showed up behind Knight and decked him with his skateboard. Allen screamed that he hopes New York was worth it, bitch. Allen was going up for the coffin drop, but literally out of the door, Don Callis' family rushed out, so Derby has to leave and run away. So again, Darby is back, and we might be getting Darby versus Kevin Knight for the TNT title very soon. Back from break, Mark Briscoe was talking to Tony Khan backstage, and Khan only said he thought Briscoe had a good idea, gave an approving nod, and then we got to the match. Mark Briscoe versus Pac. This was a damn fine wrestling match, as Pac was perfect opponent for Briscoe to get a strong showing before he gets a title shot against MJF as well. So they opened with some grappling before exchanging quick takedowns, and Briscoe standing tall. Pac took a shoulder block. We saw Briscoe sat Pac down on a chair ringside and took too long to capitalize, allowing Pac to brainbuster Briscoe onto the chair. That looks brutal. Suplex set Pac up in position as Briscoe wanted a froggy bow, but Pac rolled out of the range. Pac held on and both tumbled over the top, crashing hard outside. We saw Pac went up top, rolled through, and sent Briscoe flying to the opposite side with a release belly to belly. Looking for a shooting star, Briscoe got the knees up, rolled to his feet, and spiked Pac with a J-Ray for the pinfall victory. That was a hard-fought win for Briscoe. Post-match, Briscoe took the mic, brought up MJF, constantly declining his title shot request. So MJF music hits. He just showed up from the crowd, mocking Briscoe. For the millionth time, MJF is the final word, the law in AEW, and no one is more important than him. So the final time, no. They say a rising tide lifts all ships, and MJF is the rising tide of AEW. So if Briscoe ever came near to Triple B, he'd be an anchor, and the fans should appreciate MJF for protecting the title from Briscoe. So MJF taunting conglomeration who are a liability, while MJF has the most important thing in the world, money, and money talks. So this brings out Lethal Twist attacking Briscoe. Lethal tried to hit the lethal injection, but Briscoe kicked free, fought out Lee Johnson and Blake Christian as well. The beatdown continues until conglomeration hit the ring. Ishii turned Lethal inside out with a lariat. Kyle O'Reilly sent Johnson packing. Orange Cassidy just coming out on his own pace as well. So MJF walked up to the ramp. Briscoe said he knows something Max doesn't know. MJF isn't the boss. He just is an asshole. So he will have to find some friends. Tony Khan told Briscoe to find 5 people and MJF to find 5 people for the main event of Forbidden Door. Team Briscoe versus Team MJF in a steel cage match. So we are doing it again this year as we did in last year for a 6-on-6 steel cage match. It's gonna be a fantastic match on Forbidden Doors card as well. MJF was furious as Andrade's music hit and he walked out staring MJF down looking at the world title. Callis rushed in after MJF had left and stood by Andrade's side. And we are ready for the next match, Orange Cassidy versus the IWGP Global Champion Andrade El Idolo. Another first time singles meeting between these two, and this turned into one heck of a match with some clever comedy spots and action penalty. It will be interesting to see where they go with Cassidy and for Andrade's and Callis dynamics as well. The tension between the two. While Briscoe certainly seems next in line if Forbidden Door goes his way, he have to imagine Andrade is right after him. So again, interesting to see. Andrade put a stop to Cassidy zipping out Andrade's pockets. After a brief test of strength, Andrade lost the pants altogether and the crowd roared as well. Andrade cut off a Cassidy dive, teased a finger fought, screamed for Andrade to stop. We saw Cassidy hit his tope and was approaching the female fan, but she had her phone taken by Leo Rush, who take a selfie with a reluctantly terrified Cassidy as well. Cassidy slowly went up top but was crouched, allowing a reset. Andrade clobbered Cassidy with a running double knee in the corner for a 2 count as well. He went for the DM, but Cassidy countered to a snap hurricane rana pin for a near fall as well. Andrade hitting the back elbow. He ran right into the right hand flush from Cassidy into a double down. Cassidy signaled for the orange punch. Only Andrade took his head off with that spinning back elbow, followed by a DM for the pinfall victory. So Andrade had a great victory against Orange Cassidy. Post match, Andrade took the mic, said he had one question for Cincinnati. How you know? So again, he is getting this gimmick over in the ring as well. We get the comments of Will Ospreay after the win against Mark Davis last week. Ospreay said Davis has gotten much stronger since they last wrestled, but nothing was stopping him from going to Wembley and the main event of All In. Alex Windsor charges in, hugs Ospreay in tears as she was visibly disappointed after her loss to Mercedes in the Women's Open Cup. Ospreay shoved the camera away as they were hugging it out as well. So again, a very good segment for Will Ospreay as well. We get the video package of Takla as we get the highlights of her getting fired from Japan and Stardom after attacking the owner. Takla said she closing the door for damn good and declaring death to the Stardom at Forbidden Door as well. So again, I think so we might get a Stardom opponent for Takla at Forbidden Door as well. Backstage, Moxley, Marina Shafir and Daniel Garcia are pissed off and challenge Shane Taylor Promotions for a 5-on-5 street fight for Collision this weekend. I think so it's going to be a fantastic match. Next up, Skye Blue, Maya World quarterfinal match in the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. For all that World has been going through outside of the ring, I thought she looked fantastic tonight as I was thrilled they went up with the upset in this match as well, and also Skye Blue looks very good in this match as well. Tony Khan informed us earlier today that Sareee won't be competing and doesn't get cleared from the doctors as well, so Maya Ward replaced her in the Owen Cup match as well. Taz put over Maya Ward for competing tonight with everything on her mind. Snaps to Blue as Maya World battled back with a double storm from the corner, sending Blue to the ramp. We get the dueling chants from the crowd as both ladies slugging it out with forearms and thrust kicks as well. Maya World started firing off near falls, so Blue cut her off with a multiple thrust kicks before hitting a TKO for a very close 2 count. Skye Blue went for Cold Blue. Maya World shrugged her off, got a high stack onto a bridge and flash pin, stunning Skye Blue going into the semi-finals, and she will be facing Athena in the semis. I think so it's a very good showing for Maya World as well, and pretty much looking forward to the semi-final match. We get the video package of Zack Sabre Jr. ahead of Forbidden Door. Sabre talks about defeating Nigel last year and wants AEW's best yet again, so someone he hasn't faced in years and never faced in America, one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Zack Sabre Jr. is the best technical wrestler in the world, but Kenny Omega still the best dickhead. We are told that Omega has accepted the challenge and the match is official for the Forbidden Door. I'm very much looking forward to that match. This is gonna be a classic Zack Sabre Jr. Kenny Omega proper Forbidden Door match. We are told Omega will face Bad Dude Tito on Collision, a stablemate of Zack Sabre Jr. in TMDK. And I am very much hyped for this match between Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. I think so it's gonna be a banger of a match on Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Don Callis' family was backstage. MJF interrupted them, who brings up the 6-on-6 cage match at Forbidden Door and asking Callis for 5 top guys. Callis said you can't treat his guys like meat, and MJF brings out a briefcase of cash and Don Callis agrees immediately, saying he will buy a bot. Andrade was about to talk when Kevin Nash interrupts and says that Jet will join MJF's team, but only if he gets a world title shot in return. MJF said, okay, Mr. talks in the third person. He wasn't one of his top picks, yet he agrees, but tells Knight after this there won't be another rematch. MJF leaves. Well, Callis said Jet 2 belts will be a reality. Andrade stopped Callis asking about his title shot. Callis said Andrade has his word that he will get his title shot, and they shake hands as well. So again, Callis family involving in the steel cage match as well, so it's another interesting story within the match as well. MJF getting the Callis family members to fight for him. Interesting match, and I'm pretty much looking forward to the teams as well for this match as well. And in the main event, we saw Swerve Strickland, Brody King, Owen Cup semi-final match. I don't think these two are capable of having a bad match together, as they are one thing more terrifying than Brody King. It's a Crimson Mask Brody King. Strickland had to rely on outside help to get the job done, but almost everyone knew when the brackets were announced that all roads would lead to Ospreay versus Strickland final as well. Strickland delivered avalanche Russian leg sweep, looking for a Swerve Storm in mid-air, standing King outside. Strickland floated over the top rope but right into King's clutches and hit a choke block onto the announce table as well, which didn't break, as we saw MJF watching backstage as well. King locked in the sleeper. Strickland kept smashing King back into the exposed corner where King was sent head first, busting him open. Strickland hits another house call, only King rose to his feet, so Strickland went up top for a top level house call for the closest two of the match. Strickland wanted a vertebraker. King used his power to easily escape into a running Death Valley driver onto the corner as well. That looks nasty. King wanted a Gonzo bomb. Strickland escaped, tried to send King into Aubrey, who leapt for safety, giving Nana a chance to cheap shot King with the ring bell. And Strickland then waiting for Brody King to hit a vertebraker for the pinfall victory. So again, it's gonna be Swerve versus Ospreay at Forbidden Door in the finals of the Owen Cup, and I think so it's gonna be a fantastic final. These two have a great chemistry, and I think so this is gonna be very interesting match at Forbidden Door, and I think so Ospreay is gonna win this match and goes to AEW All in Wembley Stadium main event as well. So again, a very good show. That's the end of the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.